Welcome back to Conversations with Keith, where we pop culture, faith, a little bit of politics. If you are listening on Spotify or Apple, stick around. Go ahead and subscribe. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. Maybe even click the like button if you would so choose. So much has been going on. Let's talk pop culture. Keke, Lauren, what made you think interviewing that man was a good idea? We don't want to hear from Mr. Jonathan. We really don't. And I understand you wrote in your book there was a time where you were the aggressor in your relationship once upon a time. But just because you are redeemable does not mean he is necessarily redeemable as well. And it just feels like Jonathan is putting on a show. It just feels icky to me. You know, it's very performative. It's very the white people casting me aside, so now I'm going to appeal to these black folks, I guess. And I'm just tired of black men always crawling back whenever something bad happens. Kind of like Jeezy in his divorce. And he did that interview. And there will always be somebody willing to be a mammy, willing to coddle. Not once did he get challenged, and he was like, where would I be without my black women? You know, they make the world go round. But you was cool on us when you didn't need us. But now you need us for clout, awareness, to fill your pockets. All of a sudden, oh, black women, I don't know where I would be without you. I don't know about you, but my mama ain't raised no fool, okay? I'm not a clown. And I see a grift from a mile away. And I want no part in it. I don't want to see them, especially not John. I don't. And I'm tired of us as a community making excuses for these men and leaving women and young girls with no covering, susceptible to predators, and there's really no accountability. We coddle black men, and it's time we stop. It's time we stop. We complain about the sassy apocalypse, which is very real, very serious. It's affecting our lives. It's affecting our safety. It's affecting our dating pool. But yet when they fall, we're there to catch them. Maybe they need to scrape their knees a couple times so they can get it together. I mean, dang. Like, when is enough enough? Are you not tired? Are you not tired of being the last resort? Are you not tired of the one that has to do the heavy lifting? I don't know about you, but I'm in my soft girl era. Yeah. There are things that I want to do that take work, but as far as unnecessary labor, unnecessary emotional labor, I'm not having it. I'm not doing it. You're not stressing me out, and you're not giving me premature wrinkles. That's not how this is going to go. All right. So it's so fascinating to me just to watch how black men just all of a sudden, first they were on Vogue and then they have a downfall. Now they're in Ebony and all of a sudden they're in black media. I just can't. My thing is, you wasn't messing with us then, so why are you messing with us now? Leave me alone in the nicest way I can. Which I understand why they're trying to push him, because Megan wants us to accept him. And baby, if I gotta let you go too, well, peace. Both of y'all can go on ahead, as far as I'm concerned. And I know Marvel wants so bad for people to forgive that man so they can get back to making that movie. Well, you just gonna have to cut your losses. Because I'm not giving anybody money who is an abuser. And it's Sexual Assault Awareness Month. This is not the time. Now, while he did not sexually assault her, it's still, assault. And it's very touchy for a lot of, say, victims. So let's put Mr. Jonathan aside for a moment, please. Please, girl. I'm so tired of seeing him. And I'm tired of seeing Megan lose out on so many opportunities because she wants to hold on to him so badly. Do you really think this man would have given you that chance and would have referred to you as his Coretta Scott had he not gotten in trouble with his white girlfriend? No. What is it? Crack? Is it crack that you're smoking? I'm going to put her on the sick and shut-in list because I'm not understanding how you go from a God-fearing man to this. How you were so willing to sit in court with that man. He was courting you in court. And now I'm going to stick beside him. This is your man. I'm going to stick beside him. Girl, sometimes you just got to leave folks where they're at. And onto something, maybe not lighter, but different. Let's talk about these protests that were happening across the United States. I get on threads, and all of a sudden, I am seeing people eat this lady up. And I was like, dang, what did she do? So then I started reading the comments for real. She went to a protest with her children. She complained. It was giving Yelp review. You would have thought by how she was talking about it, she had gone to a restaurant. My children were bored. Not much was going on. There should have been a bouncy house so my kids could be entertained. Are you serious? I'm sure the children who were in the streets when they were protesting civil rights, I bet they wish they had a bouncy house instead of getting mauled by dogs. But hey, it's just the way things are. A bouncy house is the least of your worries, ma'am. And it's like, read the room. Do you even know why you out here? You should have stayed home. And it's the fact that people were like, oh, you need to go ahead and delete this. And she stood 10 toes. The audacity. And then people were defending her and then attacking black people, specifically black women who were like, no, absolutely not. And then it's just, it makes it hard. You know, people, they have compassion. They want to use their privilege, but they can't get past their pride to realize where they're wrong. And the fact that you would attack someone who is the affected party, who's being affected by the things that you're protesting, it's kind of counterproductive, isn't it? That seems asinine to me. Does it not? So why did you doing it? And that's why people say we ain't got no allies for real, because y'all don't know how to act. It's getting real crazy. Very much. It's a lot of ridiculousness. It's like, do you not understand that sometimes you're wrong? Do you not have the humility to realize, oh, I made a mistake. I am so sorry. I made this about me when we're here for a cause. My noise may have taken attention away. I apologize. It's not that hard to apologize. Anyway, let's talk about social media and how to navigate it as a Christian girl. It is a very tricky slope, you know. Social media, depending on the platform you're on, you get cultural exchange, you learn, you laugh. You know, it's fun, a fun way to pass the time. People are so talented, they have their own shows, but there is a dark side. There are people who adopt their identity. It's very Regina George, like, it's been so long since I've watched that movie, but like Regina George tans, so now I tan. It's giving that. It's very, where's your personality? Where's your individuality? What's going on? And we'll talk about how to navigate social media, because while it can be a blessing, it can also be a curse and a distraction. For instance, girl, okay, I wish I had a cute story to tell, but mine is, no, it's not so cute. Around January 6th, and there's been so many shootings, I can't keep up. The other shooting, and just being on social media, watching everything, trying to stay updated and informed. I almost lost my mind. Like, I was like, Lord, these people claim to be from you and they treat us so evilly. I cannot do this. And I'm mad at you because you let them do this. I need a break. And I literally did not talk to him for like months. I was irritated. I was like, I know you exist, but I'm not bothered with you right now. I can't do it. And being that not only I let social media, because you can always log off. You can put the phone down. Just mess with my mind so much. I was like, the rainbow is about enough. And I let it create distance between me and the Lord. That was a rough time. That was a very rough time. I felt very numb. Very numb. It was and then not only that, I had lost a loved one from COVID. You want to talk about like a dark hole? I just felt like I was in a fog. And I don't want you to feel like that. So let's talk about how to set boundaries with social media. Okay, trends. Trends can be fun, but at the same time, you have to be careful with trends, especially fashion trends, specifically on TikTok. TikTok, they have a new trend every 4 business days. It's now gotten to the point, it's been this way for a while, but it's gotten real ridiculous. I'm like, what is a tomato girl? Am I getting too old for this? I don't know. But the thing is, the girls are buying new wardrobes at least once a month. And we shouldn't be doing that. That's very wasteful. If we are Christians and we are letting the Lord lead us, He wants to be good stewards of our money. And buying new wardrobes every month just because of a trend is wasteful and it's foolish. You could have given to somebody's GoFundMe. You could have bought somebody's lunch. But here you are, buying new clothes that you'll probably throw out, not even donate. That's going to cause more waste. That's going to end up either in India, Africa, for other people to deal with. The Lord gave us dominion over the earth, and that also means we should take care of the earth. You know, He gave it to us on loan. We should take care of it. And also, with these trends, cycling every 4 business days, there is a certain persona that goes along with each trend. It's like a personality for each trend. The cottage, the milkmaid is one trend, and then the mafia wife. Why is that a trend, girl? The mafia wife, it's just mysterious, no nonsense, and just the back and forth. Like, who are you? There's a lot of cosplaying going on, but do you even know what you like? Do you even know what your personality is? What your preferences are? Because if I had a dime for every time somebody said Alex Earl did this, so I bought this, I wouldn't have to work again a day in my life. And then they get disappointed when things don't work for them, and then they've wasted their money. Well, did you look at what, like, the Maelle hair oil? Everybody was complaining that it wasn't working. Well, you are buying up the shelves, but baby, I need that. I use that. But I can't get my hands on it because you have your hands on it, and you have no business over there in that section anyway. But I'm trying to restock, and you look like a grease monkey, and you're complaining, baby, it's oil. It's gonna make your hair look oily. Please, what did you expect, girl? And with these trends, and then you see who's able to play in these trends. Because let's be honest, there's a certain point where you need to have the money to do these things. And the girls notice when you have certain things. And let's be honest, some of the girls are very covetous. They be coveting things. It's different between, oh, that's nice, that's pretty, I think I like that, that fits my wardrobe, I'm gonna look for a dupe, and being like, I'm gonna get that no matter the cost. Girl, no matter the cost, aren't you a teen? Don't you work at the Chick-fil-A? You can't afford that. You need to stick to the Marshalls and the TJ Maxxes that you are used to. And depending on where your TJ Maxx is, you can't even afford that. Okay? Stick within your budget. What happened to, well, I can't even recommend thrifting because it's Shein. And then the places that like buy up the cool retro, like the windbreakers that we used to wear. Why are they $60 and $70? Why? What is the reason? And so if we are being responsible with the Lord has given us, not following every trend, whether it's fashion, makeup, even though you could probably follow makeup trends with what you have in your makeup drawer. It's just that you want that specific product. And you know what? I get it. I understand. I love makeup. But you don't need every setting spray. You don't need every blush that everybody has. And so you have to be content. You simply have to be content with what you have and move accordingly. Maybe you're able to follow the trend because it fits your wardrobe and you're able to find a dupe. And this thing that you found that's a dupe, you know you can wear it for multiple seasons, because honestly, you need to buy clothes that last because it's ethical and it's better for your wallet. Now, there are some things that are made out of polyester that will last forever. I'm not gonna hold you. Polyester is not always the boogeyman. But bringing it back in, let's really back in, okay? You have to decide, this is only as far as I'm gonna take it. I enjoy the content, I enjoy what the girls are doing, but I simply cannot participate. Whether it's spending money, whether it's going to see SZA, going to see, what's that girl name? She got all them babies. Summer Walker, going to see Summer Walker. Please don't go and sit under her music. She literally has an altar in her house for witchcraft. Don't sit under that. Why would you listen to the music of somebody who doesn't understand the importance of marriage and thinks it's better to be a baby mama and marriage is just a piece of paper? When you are a Christian woman and you believe like you are keeping your new to yourself till you get married, there's a certain point when it's like, well, I cannot participate in this. And reminding yourself why you can't participate will help, because sometimes I hear a Beyonce song on somebody's reel and I'm like, love you. Can't listen to this. Keep scrolling. You and your Orishas can stay over there. It's just, you have to make up in your mind, I will not be swayed by this world. I will not be swayed by its problems. I will not be swayed by here, you need this. You need this. You need this. Also, me as an influencer, I try to be careful about what I'm sharing and not overwhelming my audience with links. Because I want y'all to click the links, but also I don't think we don't make as much money from them links as y'all think we do. Like Amazon specifically, like when you buy electronics, we may see 50 cents. We may see 50 cents. I'll just be honest with you. I'm just being honest. And speaking of influencers, make sure you're following people who don't bring up certain urges in you. Like I said, like I'm not listening to Beyonce because the Lord told me not to. He told me to throw out my vinyl. And that's what I did, girl. So I have to be careful around people who like constantly like Beyonce. But I'm not gonna lie, I miss Beyonce, but I can't listen to Beyonce because that's what my CEO said I can't do. Like people who, there are a lot of it girls. The it girls look good, but there are some people who are not like role model material. Very much you could tell there's a man somewhere in the background financing her lifestyle. And you should not be watching that content because that's gonna make you curious and you're gonna be like, maybe I should get a sugar daddy. What is it like to be a sugar baby? Even those sweet girls who watch the Bop House. Where are your parents and why do you know what the Bop House is? And it's so deceptively cute and innocent. But when you look on the back end, they have OnlyFans accounts. Girl, if you don't get your kids away from that, like how is this influencer affecting you in your spirit? Like, do they make you crave wanting to go to parties all the time? Do they make your tongue, kind of long for that taste of alcohol? Even though, you got your little coin from AA, you may want to stay away from that. You may want to stay away from different people. And under the same vein of influencers, you got to be careful with the Christian influencers. Some of them shouldn't be making content. Some of them are false prophets. I've seen several false prophets on TikTok especially. I'm like, you know what? If I didn't know what I knew, what you said would be sounding real good to me, but I'm trying to make sense of what you're saying, and it don't make sense, sister. That, combined with that look in your eyes, there's a certain look. Now, there is one, she does look, she has doughy eyes, and she has like a innocent aura around her, and that's why we can't depend on our senses. Like, you need to know your word. And I keep telling y'all, keep pounding it in. Read your Bible. Because prophecy also edifies the Lord. Judgment, what's the judgment for? It's because you have disrespected the Lord in his holiness. Okay? Is it a good word? Because you please the Lord in his holiness. Or I've heard your prayers. In some of these prophecies, I'm like, huh? Now, how does this give the Lord glory? What's going on? What's the message? So maybe you keep an eye on them folks. Keep an eye on them folks, girl. And also, you also need to keep an eye on the people who are always calling somebody out. Because if you're always calling somebody out, what you got going on? Are you going to have accountable moments with us? Are you going to tell us about some of the things that you struggle with? Or are you going to point fingers all the time? What are you hiding? If we were to come to you about something from love and correct you, what would your response be? Would it be humility? Would it be pride? So you got to be careful. It's like, dang, you calling out somebody every day? It's different if they're talking about like spirituality and like how the enemy moves with just like person after person after person, and this person is wrong, and this person is wrong, and this person is wrong. Now there are some people and they are wrong, trust and believe, but it's like you doing awful lot of accusing. What's going on over there? So be careful with that, because that's also a slippery slope, and you can get addicted to that, and all of a sudden it's all call out, and there's like no call in. And you got to be careful, because pointing the finger all the time is a sign of self-righteousness. And the Lord wants us to be holy. Yes, we are supposed to call each other out in love, because we don't want our brother or sister to fall by the wayside. But don't get in that habit so much that that's all you do. It's a slippery slope, babe. It's a slippery slope. And also, when you are, especially Christian influencers, when they post something, like, why are you posting this? Is it aligning with scripture? Does God get the glory? Am I learning a lesson? Is it the right lesson? Because I'm going to be honest with you. My friend called me the other week and was like, girl, I need you to pray with me. Because what I just witnessed was crazy. I said, oh no, that is not biblical at all. That is not an accurate interpretation. That's scary. So you got to be careful. And you won't know where they slip in different things unless you read your Bible. Read your Bible. I know. I keep telling you all the time. And the Lord, as 1, 2, 3. And because we are made in his image, we are also creators. Don't get scared. I'm not about to tell y'all like we guys or nothing. I would never do that, girl. We also create. If you draw, that's a creation. If you play piano, that's creative. That falls under creation. Home decor. If you like to put a home decor, that falls under creation. You are creating a homey environment that feels safe and cozy. Some of us knit. Some of us sew. Some may even build houses. That is creative. Yes, it is creative. I need you to look me in the eyes. It's creative. And we got to make sure that we are creating more than we're consuming. And when we do consume, like, is this uplifting to my spirit, or is this causing me stress and anxiety? Like right now, this is funny. I've gone a little hard, so this will be light. On TikTok, people are submitting their spoons for submission to the TISM community. I don't know how I got over here, but I am very invested in these spoons, okay? I've seen maybe 2 or 3 superb spoons. There was a spoon, I was like, no, that would cut the side of your mouth. And then some people would submit, 1, 2, 3. Some people would submit a spoon and a fork. And one spoon and fork, they were so sharp. Somebody said, is this a cutlery or is this a weapon? My thought exactly, because what is that? Somebody submitted a spoon today. I'm pretty sure that was a toddler spoon. It was really cute, but no. Somebody had the audacity to submit a ladle. Are you kidding me? A ladle? Girl, bye. That's for soup. Like, do you want to fight? How dare you disrespect the council like this? And I never thought I would feel this way about a spoon, but it turns out I do, and I get a little chuckle out of it. But yeah, just stuff like that. And just make sure you don't stay too long and get caught up, okay? Some of us have time blindness, and you need to set a timer. When your time is up, you can get off and go on about your day. And then whatever, if you put things on your platform, you want to make sure, especially if it's about the Lord, what you're learning about him, what you're learning from him, you want to make sure like it's complete. Because I'm going to keep saying this. Everything is not for everybody. Every revelation is not for everybody. Some things you just need to leave in your journal between you and the Lord. He might leave it, and then 10, 15 years later, he might pick it back up and develop it some more. I'm just saying, please, use wisdom. Use wisdom. And then be careful what you post. Is it uplifting? Is it accusatory? Because nobody likes being yelled at. And nobody likes fingers in their face. I mean, it's different if like you a prophet and we doing stupid stuff. And the Lord told you he had enough. So, the righteous anger of God, that's valid. I don't like it. I don't like being yelled at, but I understand it. I understand it. But just, be careful how you talk to people. Because people are more open to receive. If you are kinder, what's the phrase? You get more flies with honey than vinegar. I can't remember, girl. And I'm from the South. I should be shamed. But when you share, make sure you're bold and authentic. Don't put out something that you gonna backpedal on. Unless it's a mistake that you made. But if it's something that you feel a conviction about, you read it in the Bible, you understand the context, baby, 10 toes down. Stand on that biz. Be like, well, I'm sorry you feel that way, but that's what the Lord said to me. And go on about your way. So something you could do, if when I've been talking, you've been thinking about people who like trigger you to spend, make you feel less than, even though why are you letting somebody make you feel less than? The thing about when we look, I should have said this earlier, but the thing about when we look at people and what they have, and we feel as though we feel covetous, we feel not enough, we feel jealousy, all those feelings, if you don't deal with those feelings, you are literally telling God that his plan for you is not enough. You keep looking over there and like, oh, I wish I had what they had, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you're telling God his plan for you is not enough. I want you to think on that. So just go through, who you're following on social media. Do they feed you? Do they depress you? And just go ahead and just unfollow or maybe mute. If you're unsure, you can mute and then come back and see whether you want to keep them or whether they gotta go. Only you know what you need, okay? Just use wisdom and pray about it. Maybe you need to set a timer. Maybe you're chronically online. I am chronically online. I will be honest about that. No excuses. I'm chronically online. I am. So, I'm in it with you. Like, I also need to be strategic in my time. I've started being strategic. I still have a ways to go though. So don't think I'm perfect. Because the Lord wants me to do things, and I need some of that time I got from social media to put to the things that I need to do. And also take breaks, a day, 2 days, maybe even a week, so you can what do they say? So you can touch grass. So what did we learn today? Right? Create more than we consume, log off. More time with the Lord. Be more selective about who we follow, and get rid of people who trigger our bad habits. We've worked on saving money. Maybe, you only thought you were beautiful with makeup on, and the Lord freed you from that, but you see all these tutorials. Maybe you shouldn't see the tutorial. Maybe you should mute that for a while until you got a healthy balance and you can play in makeup and not be afraid to take it off. Because at the end of the day, it's not the clothes that define you. It's not the skincare that defines you. It's not your clothes, where you live. It's who you belong to, and you are a daughter or a son of the King. And that's all I have for you today. So if you've enjoyed this, go ahead and subscribe. Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and comment one thing you're going to do to, comment one thing you're going to do going forward with social media to guard your heart, guard your eyes. And until next time, bye.